So I heard this story today, and this guy, he was at university studying an engineering degree. And literally just a few months before his graduation, he went out to a party and he lost himself. And that means he drank too much and he got up to mischief. And the next thing, he blacked out and he woke up in prison, handcuffed in prison, and he just, couldn't understand what had happened. And then he realized that he had been binge drinking and he was in a total mess. And apparently, I think he had caused some kind of havoc or problems and all sorts of things. And there was a pretty serious, lawsuit against him. So he asked Tony Robbins for some advice. And Tony said to him, basically, your brain is like a computer. So if you feed it negative, questions, so if you ask yourself, negative questions all the time, you'll get negative answers out all the time. So for argument's sake, if you start with a question, something like why, okay, especially those questions would start with why. Why am I in this mess? And then your negative answer would be like, well, I made the wrong decisions. And you can ask why don't I get ahead? And you might say, well, I'm not smart enough. Or you might say, why am I not in shape? Why can't I get fit? And you can say, well, just because I'm lazy. Why this and why that? And very often it's yourself to blame. Very often a person like that will actually blame other people. So very often we shouldn't really say why, but rather, the question we should be asking our brain, is an empowering question, a question which says, how? How did I get into this mess? And then you can say, well, I did make bad decisions. And then you can say, how, can I get out of this mess? And then you can say, well, you find a mentor, you find a program, you find somebody to help you. So there's always a solution. So you should always be asking yourself questions, how? And then, of course, your answer will be a solution. So for argument's sake, you'll say, well, how can I get into better shape? How can I have more fun exercising? And the answer would be well, find a coach, find a fun activity, a fun exercise hobby that you can do. So that's a technique that really helped this guy. And the outcome was very good at the end. He got about $1,000 fine. And he was almost expelled from his university, so he wouldn't be able to, carry on and be a graduate and be an engineer. But thankfully, he actually persevered, used Tony's, amazing mindset, to get him out of this trouble. He went through the court case, this guy, and eventually he was a top student, and he just changed his life around totally. So very often you can find yourself maybe in, quite a difficult situation, but, always turn things around. There's always, that's why there's a saying, there's always like a silver lining. A cloud has a silver lining. There's always, some positive in a negative, and there's always, hopefully there's always a second chance as well. If you do find yourself in a really tough situation, change it around, change your thought pattern, change your habits, and your life can change around. So stop asking why. Because if you ask why all the time, you're going to be blaming yourself and blaming others, and you're just going to be seeing life as just not working out. But if you can say how can I get better, and then the answer would be find someone who can help you, find a mentor, find a program that can help you, or how can I improve myself, and then you can say I can find lots of information on internet and courses and various things like that. And another question you might ask is, how can I be more financially independent? How can I be more financially free? How can I have more time freedom? How can I have more location freedom and have time to travel and do fun things like that? And the answer would be, well, find a business that can actually give you that type of freedom that you're actually after. And that's a great thing today, because I have a very special offer today. It's a business that can do just that. So if you ask that question, how can I have financial freedom? I have the answer for you today. We have loads of people in our program who are doing exceptionally well. Click on the link below and see what it's all about. Highly recommended. And it'll be a total game changer. It'll literally turn your life around. So I look forward to working with you one-on-one and I'll see you in the members area. This is Dr. Keith Kelly. Great chatting to you today. Thank you.